We are back with prompt number 153. I embarrassed myself last time, so let's keep it simple with an ant, shall we? Just a classic ant. I'm also super excited to see this prompt because I struggled last time. This time we have ice cream cone, yes, with corn on the cob. Okay, let's get into it. Y'all have no idea how relieved I was to see two very normal and very open-ended prompts. Sure, Abraham Lincoln could have been open-ended. I mean, you know, could have threw his face on a painting, could have threw his face on a shirt. I mean, you could really do a lot with it, but I just find that prompts that are just objects are just so much more fun to play around with. So here we go, ice cream cone and corn on the cob. As you guys know, I like to start off by just sketching the objects and getting a feel for them. And when I started to sketch ice cream cone, I was having fun with it already. We've got a normal ice cream cone. We've got an ice cream cone that's like 2 feet tall. I started to make characters out of them, so I made Prickle and Pear, my cactus cat creatures, into ice cream cones. A little horrifying, but you know what? The gears were turning. I love drawing drippy, goopy things, so putting chocolate dripping sauces on ice cream was a no-brainer. I was just happy to draw some ice cream and not Abraham Lincoln, so hell yeah, all the ice cream cones. Now, corn on the cob was a little bit less inspiring to me. It is corn on the cob. It's on a stick, or little nubby things you stick on both sides. And that's kind of it for corn on the cob. You can sprinkle some flavors on it, but corn on the cob doesn't inspire me to create cute little cactus creatures on it. So I moved on to a couple of characters enjoying ice cream and corn on the cob, just kind of hanging out, just trying to see if anything jumps out at me. I also designed characters out of ice cream and corn, and it really got me thinking about that video a while ago where I drew sexy vegetables and I drew that sexy corn on the cob lady. So I guess been there, done that. So obviously there's not a lot of ideas going on here, but as you guys know, I enjoy sketching on my iPad a lot more these days because it's not messy, it's easier to edit. So I did some sketching on my iPad, and this was actually the first thing I sketched. I didn't even do any brainstorming, this just came to me. I was inspired by the original super tall ice cream cone that I drew in the sketchbook and thought, what if there was a kid with a super tall ice cream cone and he trips? Thus, this prompt was born. As you can see, I'm also tracing from my iPad onto a piece of paper. I actually recorded an entire penciling of this prompt just looking at my sketch and just redrawing it on paper, and it doesn't look bad. It's just not as good as the original, and I had to go back and trace it. I don't know why I always refuse to trace things from my iPad when I have the best, cleanest sketch ever. I've really got to get into the habit of tracing my sketches because it's really handy and simple and less stressful because it always looks exactly how I sketched it because I'm, tracing it. It's very handy and I would definitely recommend, especially if you don't have a light box, you could just put a picture on your iPad and then trace from your iPad. If you have a single takeaway from today's video, at least you have one tip, and that's using your iPad as a light box. You're welcome. So once I had my sketch completely traced in pencil, that's right, I'm a tracer. There were a few things I did want to change when I did the original redraw that I ditched. I had changed their outfits to be super similar, the two girls. I thought it was really cute if they were twinning. It made them more cute as two sisters that were maybe having a day out together. So the girl originally had this oversized sweater and I changed it to a skirt and a shirt, which did make more sense. If that kid is eating a bunch of ice cream, the weather's probably warm. And you know we only make sense here on the Kasey Golden channel. Everything makes complete sense. You know, like a 20 scoop stack of ice cream. Total sense. So what is the story of these kids? Like I mentioned, the two girls I assume are two sisters having lunch together, maybe just grabbing a snack, a little corn on the cob and corn dog treat snack at their local joint. Though this kind of looks like the inside of someone's house. Maybe it's just inside their house. Do you think I think these things through? I'm literally just drawing things that look cute and then that's kind of it. The kid with the 20,000 scoops of ice cream, maybe it's like their parents are out on a date, so their older sister is babysitting them, and the girls are being good and they're having a proper snack, and the kid's like, yo, mom and dad are out of the house. I'm gonna put 20 scoops of ice cream on an ice cream cone. My cat is screaming. Oh my God. Oh. Anyway, so the kid is, I guess, leaving the kitchen. I don't know how the kid planned on going through a doorway that was definitely too short for the 20,000 scoops of ice cream. But before he could even find out if the ice cream was going to fit through the doorway, he trips over the cat. Thus resulting in our scene of this kid tripping with a bunch of ice cream, going through a doorway, and getting mean mugged by his older sister. Do you think he's the outcast because he doesn't have red hair? Poor kid. So as I was sketching this piece, I was already thinking about the colors I wanted to use. You guys know I love using complementary colors, limiting my color palette to colors that really stand out and work with each other. For this piece, I thought it'd be really cool, get it? Well, you're about to get it. It would be really interesting if maybe the room the kid was coming out of was a dark room and the room he was entering was a light room. So to help push that, I used cool colors inside the doorway and warm colors outside of the doorway, which is exactly why I painted those girls with the red hair. Otherwise, I probably would have done something else, who knows what. So I wanted to focus on all of our colors outside of that door being warm. We've got lots of pinks, reds. The corn dog has red ketchup. The corn on the cob is yellow. When it came to coloring the ice creams, that's where it really started to get challenging, I suppose. Ice cream can come in all colors of the rainbow, obviously, but I think ice cream looks kind of silly if there's too many colors. But because I was playing around with our cool versus warm colors, it did make it a little bit more simple. On the outside of the door, I wanted to focus on your strawberries, your fruit sorbets like grape, cherry, and then going into the cool dark room, I didn't want to do blue ice cream because it just seemed a little too on the nose, a little too silly. So I did focus on mint chocolate chip. Chocolate ice cream is a nice dark color, and some coffee, maybe with some chocolate chips in there. And so we have this gradient of ice cream going from our darker colors inside the room coming out to becoming warm and bright, and then once again going back onto the ice cream cone into a dark chocolate. I mean, who doesn't want to stack? Wow, that made me think, okay, who doesn't want to stack a bunch of ice cream scoops on top of each other? And then I thought there's gotta be a competition, like a Guinness World Record of the most ice cream scoops stacked on an ice cream cone. I am Googling that right now. Oh my God, 125 scoops. Dimitri of Italy set a new Guinness World Record recently by adding a whopping 125 scoops of ice cream on a single cone. Oh no. Okay, it's not as cool as I thought it was going to look. It's literally just a big blob, which makes sense, but I really wanted like 125 tall scoops. Sorry, Dimitri, I'm just not as impressed anymore. What was I talking about? Art? The art's over. Last week's prompt was probably one of the hardest. We had Abraham Lincoln and casino, and oh boy, y'all really came through. I struggled on that prompt for months, and y'all came through in a week and came up with some really fun and colorful pieces. I hope you at least had fun. I know you guys did struggle with me, but I hope you'll have a lot more fun with ice cream and corn on the cob this week. Get your entries in hashtag Kasey the prompt, and on Instagram, maybe use hashtag Kasey the prompt and then the number. So this would be 153. Instagram kind of screwed me over, and they don't let you look at recent posts on a hashtag anymore. Thanks, Instagram. Okay, with that, I will see you guys in the next video. Happy drawing. Bye.